Welcome, judges, to this SAGE business competition. My name is Baily. Thank you for agreeing to serve as a judge at this SAGE event. Today, each SAGE team of teen entrepreneurs will present the results of their business. The team that you select as the most effective in meeting all 5 of the judging criteria will advance to the next level of competition. We're looking to see which teams were the most successful at meeting each of the criteria and making a positive impact on their community. At the start of the judges' briefing, the SAGE staff will provide you with a judging packet. This packet contains all the tools you'll need to be an effective judge. On the left-hand side of the packet, you'll find a colorful judges scoring rubric. You will receive 1 rubric for each team competing in your assigned league. You will also find a blue team evaluation sheet. On the right side, there is a yellow cumulative scoring sheet, a judge's oath, and a 2019 SAGE World Cup Judges Survey. Let's first look at the scoring rubric. You'll note that there are 5 criteria. Each criterion is worth a total of 20 points. Let's start with the first criterion, which is creativity and innovation. There are 4 evaluation categories here. Be careful to note that each category is worth 5 points, totaling 20 points. To help you judge, the rubric provides a detailed description of how to rate the team on a scale of 0 points to 5 points. For example, the first category is the business model. If the team is highly successful at creating something new or improving something that already exists, you would score it a 4 or 5. On the other hand, if the team was not successful at this or did not address it at all, you would give them a 1 or 0. Please familiarize yourself with the other 3 categories. The second criterion is social impact. Here there are only 3 evaluation categories, starting with sustainable business practices and ending with sustainable development goals. Be careful to note, though, that sustainable business practices is worth 10 points. The other 2 categories, measuring results of impact and addressing the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, are worth 5 points each. Again, this criterion is worth a total of 20 points. The third criterion is business operations. As with the first criterion, there are 4 evaluation categories here, with each category worth 5 points. The fourth criterion is likelihood that the business will continue. Once again, there are 4 evaluation categories, each category worth 5 points. The categories are succession planning, teamwork, market viability, and ethics and integrity. The last criterion is overall presentation, which includes the written annual report, the oral presentation, and response to questions and answers. Note that the written report is worth 7 points, the oral presentation is worth 5 points, and the Q&A period is worth 8 points. You will be judging several teams today. You will be assigned to a league. The league will consist of at least 2 SAGE teams. The team rated the highest will advance to the next round of competition. Each league will be assigned a SAGE coordinator. The coordinator will introduce the teams. After all the teams have presented, the coordinator will collect the yellow ballots. Please don't share your voting results with other judges. It bears repeating that your rating should be yours alone and should not include input from peer judges. Here's what will happen during each presentation today. Each team is given a 35-minute block in the competition, which will be broken into 10 minutes for judging the annual report, 13 minutes for oral presentation, 7 minutes for the Q&A, and the last 5 minutes for your final scoring. The overall scoring for each team is based on how well it met each of the judging criteria as presented in the written annual report and oral presentation. Teams must present a written annual report that is limited to a maximum of 4 printed pages. The report is presented to judges immediately after the team is introduced. Judges have 10 minutes to review and score the report. Teams can earn a total of 7 points for the annual report. You should note that the team may include, at its option, some examples of media received for their business, including newspaper and magazine articles. Next, the team will give a 13-minute oral presentation. Teams may use any type of visual to make its presentation. The oral presentation counts for 5 points maximum. During the oral presentation, judges should assign a numeric value to the team on the yellow ballot, or what we call the cumulative score sheet. Teams must finish the oral presentation in 13 minutes, and the unused presentation time will roll over to the Q&A period. The next 8 minutes will be the Q&A session, which counts for a total of 8 points. Judges will be looking for 4 things in the Q&A. A, platform skills and stage presence. B, articulating their knowledge of the business. C, a balance of information shared among the presentation teams. And D, congruency of answers with the information shared in their annual report and oral presentation. It is an essential part of the team presentation that judges ask relevant, concise questions. A couple of questions could be, how did you select your business? Why did you get involved with Sage? Etc., etc. After the Q&A period has ended, you will have 5 minutes to complete the scoring of the oral presentation and the Q&A. Your final tally is based on a 100-point maximum. After assigning point values to each criterion for each team on the judge's scoring rubric, you should add up all the points and assign a numerical value ranging from 1 to 100 at the bottom of the yellow cumulative score sheet. The team with the highest number of points will be your number 1 team, and so on. There can be no ties. If you have 2 teams rated the same, you should reevaluate your scores. Ballots with ties will not be counted.